my name's Grandad.
Hello everyone, our worktops have arrived. This week we'll be putting them in.
We'll try it.
Go for it.
What's the worst that can happen?
Yeah. I've got some filler. Got plenty of filler.
Scary, isn't it?
Go for it. What's the worst that can happen?
I cut it wrong.
Ooh, it's so nice.
Beautiful, isn't it? 40mm solid Iroko. Not bad for 50 quid, was it?
Yeah. You wish. I mean, it's lovely like that, but when it darkens, it'll look lovely. And when it's got the oil on it, that'll darken it a bit more. And then
Yeah.
beautiful.
So we're going to take that much off it now then, aren't we? Plus a little bit for the back.
Yeah, for expansion.
So at the moment we've got 78mm. So it's 78 plus the bit we're going to leave for a gap at the back, which will be about another 3 or 4mm.
Yeah, I'd say leave 4mm.
Not 4.5.
No, 4mm.
Or about 3.5.
You can if you want.
So
But
that's
4mm.
78 plus 4. 98. 78 plus 4.
82.
I think it was when I was at school. 82.
That's when I left school. I left school in 82.
1980 I left. Lovely cut, isn't it?
Really nice cut.
Dusty.
I know.
I'll have our new kitchen.
A big bit of wind came in as well to make it worse.
That's both sides now cut to size.
Yeah, ideally they would have been better cut outside or in
Yeah.
the workshop, but they're so heavy.
It weighed a
Just
ton,
getting
yeah.
them in and out, so it was worth just getting all the clearing up done.
Yeah.
Yeah, and once they were all dusted, we've cleaned them all down with white spirit and got them all clean, but there was a hell of a lot of dust. Yeah.
Yeah, there was.
So we brought these from Worktop Express in Chesterfield. Great couple that we went to see, and they showed us all around the showroom and the different types of wood, and we went with Iroko, and mainly because of the oil content that's in it and good for boats, and it darkens with light, with the sunlight. So we just really like the colour that it turned to.
Yeah.
Once
Yeah.
it was once it's been fitted for a while. So we first cleaned it with the white spirit, and the first coat of oil that we put on, we actually added some white spirit with that as well. We're using
Rustin's Danish oil.
yeah, and that was what come with the worktops.
$55. So before the worktops were actually fitted into place, I wanted to put a bit of insulation behind where the fridge is. We've done the same behind the oven housing as well. It's just to stop any heat transfer from those pipes that go behind the behind the cabinets, just going into the cabinets where the oven is in the fridge.
It's the central heating pipes, isn't it?
Yeah. The fridge is actually going to have a fan fitted to it as well, but this is just a bit of an extra. Yeah, that'll be alright. Stick that on then, come on.
Yeah.
Using some spare bits of wire, just putting ring crimps on the end of them just to wrap around this insulation, just to help to keep the insulation secured to the wall.
So this is still the underside of the worktops, and this is the first coat that it's had of just oil on its own, not
Any white spirits?
Yeah, no white spirits added to it. So we give it about 3 coats, didn't we? 4 coats on the underside.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we got that sort of really covered, especially over the areas where there's the washing machine and sink and fridge. The centre line.
I'm just going to put a little over there so we know that that's it. There's no confusion then.
First job done.
Hurrah.
So we're going to lay the template on and
Have a think about it.
yeah. The hob that we've got is a rectangle and a free burner, and the template comes with that hob.
You can see what it's going to look like, can't you? There, easy.
Yeah. And then we'll just draw.
Square them off.
Yeah.
And then we'll just pile a little hole there so we know where to drill through.
Yeah.
And then take the template off and butcher it.
No, Grandad. Going to be very careful. And it's like, do we use a router or do we use
a
jigsaw? Now, it'd be nicer using a router, but we've got all the appliances and everything in here. It's just going to make so much mess.
We used a circular saw in here the other day and it was just horrendous, wasn't it?
Mm. So, I think
We'll give the jigsaw a go on the bit of the offcut that we've got.
Yeah.
And if it's awful and don't work, then we'll have to have a rethink. But
Yeah.
if it does work and it cuts okay, I think we'll just jigsaw it.
Mm.
You
Because
could circular saw it down there, couldn't you?
yeah.
And down and whatever, and then just cut the rest out with the little
But the
Japanese
circular saw makes so much dust as well.
makes it, yeah. I don't know whether the jigsaw's going to be less dusty.
I think it is. I think
Yeah.
it's a lot less. But we'll give it a go, and if not, we'll have to get the big boy out, the big
Where's
router.
he? Big boy?
Haven't seen him for a long time.
That'd be very well.
These holes are for the little lugs that are on the hob that go through the worktop that you actually secure the hob to the worktop with. Yeah? You happy with that, Grandad?
Delirious. Definitely won't be trying to cut out an Iroko worktop using a jigsaw next time, but anyway, it got the job done, and now we're moving on to making a jig so we can cut out the circular holes for the wash hand basin, not wash hand basin, sorry, the sink. Just like to say a big thank you to Simon from the boatyard for lending me this router. It's come in really useful. Thank you, mate. Then you just screw the jig to the base of the router, and for anybody that hasn't cut a circular hole out or attempted to do this, it is actually a far easier way than trying to freehand it with a router. I did actually forget to drill the hole out in the centre before I attached it to the router, so I had to drill that afterwards.
I thought it looked different. I couldn't work out why.
Yeah, I didn't tell you in case I got any bad publicity or anything.
Okay. So we've done all the working out. So this is the underside, and we've got the middle from the middle of the window, and we've got the edge of the kitchen cupboard. So we know that circles.
Inside,
yeah. So we know that the cutout for the sink and the drainer has got to fit in that gap. And so where it's sat there, it's worked out. We've decided about 6 centimetres in from the side, and the other one will be 6 centimetres in from that side. So the 2 round sinks will have that much gap, about 12 centimetres. Then, so because it's upside down, this is the front, and we're having 6 centimetres at the front before we cut the hole. So now we've got our circle, we just need to find the centre, and the only way I know how to do it is I draw a line with my ruler on the edge of my circle, not in the middle, somewhere along the edge, then use my compass to mark 2 lines. I don't know what you'd call them.
Just 2 arcs, aren't they, really?
Yeah, just 2 arcs, and then draw a line with my ruler on another edge of the circle, use my compass to do 2 arcs, and then join them arcs together. I've not explained it right, Tom. that's not how you do it.
It is.
Just watch.
Just watch,
and
it'll look all clear. Yeah.
I need a drink.
I need several. Perfecto.
Oh, high five.
High five, Nanny. Yeah, but we've got to see if the balls fit.
Oh yeah.
We don't high five yet. High 2.5.
Yeah, go on then. You do it.
Just grab them from behind you.
We're going to be eating dust, you know. You know, like in Australia when we had the red dust everywhere for about a year after we come back. Yeah.
That's one. What about this one?
Oh,
Bingo.
I need a vodka and tonic now. So now they're all cut and up the right way, we can start the process of doing all the oiling, cleaning and oiling and sanding of the top of the worktops now. But they're looking really good now. When the sunlight hits them, you might have seen on the underside, they look really orange, but when the brightness of the sunshine goes, it's they look a lot more redder and darker, don't they?
Yeah.
So they change with all the different lights. Rather than router the edges, we wanted to keep them looking quite square, but obviously not too sharp. So we've decided just to sand them to get the rounded edge rather than router. And so this is the centre. So then it comes up exactly.
Yeah. I think we're about right there, aren't we?
Yeah.
So we want to go centre of that, don't we, for the hole?
Yeah.
Which will be on that line, but there. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so before we put the worktop on, Ada's just put the, do you want to just explain?
I've just put some supports really, just so that it's fastened to this side and that side of that bulkhead.
So the washing machine is under there.
Yeah.
Machine is under there.
Yeah, just to support that end and this end and keep it all square really. And I've put the brackets on here ready for putting the worktop down and screwing that down. So.
Yep. And then this tiny cupboard.
This one, yeah.
Is for us to store our table that's going on the stern outside, so it's somewhere for us to store it. So that's why it's so so narrow.
So narrow. Yeah.
And it just made a much sturdier, bulkier
bulkhead rather than just an end panel.
Rather than just an end panel.
Yeah. Although the dinette is next to that, it's gonna be there to support it anyway. But
support the worktop.
Yeah, it's handy little space.
Yeah, it is. Because I've been wondering where we can slot the table, so
yeah.
I'm pleased with that. what we're doing here is, this is the underneath of the tabletop, and we don't want it to start bowing, to warp. So we're thinking if we put something metal underneath, and we've chosen these.
Yeah.
I don't actually know what these are. Yeah.
I think they're you know, the shelving you get.
Oh yeah.
Where you can up the shelves into those when you screw that to the wall, and you get the little brackets that hook in on the shelves.
Yeah.
That sort of thing, aren't they?
Right.
But
we're gonna route a channel out and put these in.
Yeah.
And have them as a little bit of a strengthening bar going across.
Yeah. So we're going to just come in 70mm from the end. So, and then 6 from the front into.
Yeah. I've been umming and ahhing where we should put this. Whether it should go back or should come near we don't want it to be seen. We don't. So we've opted on 6.
6cm, 60mm from the front, yeah. Just mark that one more than here. Right, so I'm going to draw around that now.
So once all drawn and ready to be routed, we can work out where the middle of the table is going to be, and we've just put some tape down just to keep a mark there while we work out the rest.
That is the centre.
Okay, so that's good. So we'll flip this over. We can mark where we want to put
The centre line on that block that's on the wall.
Yeah.
Flip
Turn this over.
Line that mark up with that masking tape line.
Yeah, and then we can draw the circle where the screws have got to go on under there as well.
All very complicated.
Can you turn it over on your own, or do you want me to?
Yeah.
So if we line up the pink with the pink.
Yeah.
That looks like that's gone on there, hasn't it?
It's a good guess, wasn't it? It's got to come over this way a little touch, that's all, by about 2 or 3mm, that's all. I'll just bang it. Oh, too much. There. Yeah. Okay, that's where it needs to be then.
So we can mark that bit
there. And we can mark the end of that, so that gives us an idea where they go.
Yeah, that's where the end of that router bit's got to be. And then we can mark this.
Oh yeah.
Where the
Draw a circle around it. Right, back in the boat now, and this is the reverse of one of the tabletops. As you can see, you saw me routed those out. I've set those in and put the screws in now on both sides, there and there. It's got to be oiled yet and stuff like that, but also there's a recess cut in here now, and that is for, I've cut some flat bar down and just drilled some holes in there, countersunk those so that they will fit into that channel that's been routed out there. And then what will happen then is you come over to where the table is going to sit. That flat bar then is going to go onto this piece of wood here, like that, but just proud of just sticking up over this back edge, so that groove in the table will lock into there. So it's just a bit of measuring and measuring again, and then we'll see how we go with that. Now they're back on the opposite side of the boat, the port side. So what I've done is say the other side, I just pop that into that slot, and then just mark those off. A bit awkward under this table, but bear with me. That's all fastened on there now, so I'm just going to get the table top and just see how it sits. Okay, so it does fit. It's just I couldn't see what I was doing with the camera in the way, but yeah. So that fits into that slot. And now, if you come back here, there's like no movement from the side of the boat to the middle of the boat at all. So it's pretty sturdy, so we're quite happy with that. We might end up putting some little, like 90-degree little locking catches on the ends, but I think we'll decide on that, well, if it's a bit wobbly or whatever, but I think at the moment that's pretty sturdy. I don't think that's going to go anywhere, so another job done.
These pieces were light enough to keep putting in and out of the hatches, so they could be sanded outside, so less mess inside.
All that's left now is to give them a light sand and then go all around the edges, the hard edges if you like, just to flatten them down, or round them off, and particularly the front corners, so that the grandkids don't sort of catch the faces on it, because they are sort of head height for them.
We'll show you the appliances being installed and the sinks plumbed in next week.